let's take a look at this. At a Trump rally just now, you would hear him, they used to yell, "Lock her up," meaning Hillary Clinton. Well, tonight there's a new one. Let's listen to the latest chant.
These left-wing ideologues see our nation as a force of evil, the way they speak so badly of our country. They want to demolish our Constitution, weaken our military, eliminate the values that built this magnificent country. You have to look at some of their recent comments, which are never talked about. When you see the 4 Congresswomen, oh, isn't that lovely? I'll give you just a couple. I have pages and pages, but we don't want to bore you. We don't want to go too long. Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
You know, the anti-Semitic thing is, I thought that's sort of an aspect, but it's not the main point of what those women have been saying at all.
But it paints
it's an aspect of one case.
But it sort of paints them as evil, crazy doers. Look, I think it's stark when you look at how did Reagan launch his reelection. This Morning in America, how did W's talked about a more hopeful America. Bill Clinton was a bridge to the 21st century. You had these Americans, whether they're Democrat or Republican, launching their campaigns as sort of a hopeful, sort of bringing America together. Yeah. This guy's launching his campaign talking about how these people hate America. It's dramatically different.
Warren Harding's campaign.
It showed in the cabinet, by the way. Whatever you think of these guys, they did try to diversify their cabinets. They'll be a more recent Republicans. So this guy came along. Your thought?
After World War I, Warren Harding's slogan was "Return to normalcy," which could be maybe adopted by the Democrats. Look, he does this. This is the thing that he actually does best, right? He does this roving, I don't know what you want to call it.
Troubadour.
Yeah, some show, right? Yeah. And he gets the crowd all ginned up and he says these ridiculous things because the one-offs aren't working, right? So, Mr. Kim, tear down this curb, that didn't work. Build the wall, Mexico is going to pay for that, didn't work. We're going to take China trade, we don't have any deal with China, that didn't work. And we're going to redo NAFTA, we don't have a redone NAFTA, nothing's been passed or ratified, that didn't work. So this is all he got, this is all he has.
All he has is racism.
He gets accused very credibly within the last weeks of being a rapist. He says terrible things about ethnic groups. The guy says anything he wants. He's almost up to the level of, if I shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue. It's almost.
But it's going to get worse.
Why are they with him that strongly?
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.